Hey guys, come on downstairs. We're playing a little Minnesota Twins franchise here today. It's episode number 252. And settle in, we've got a 4-game series on the road with the Baltimore Orioles. They are last place in the American League East. Game 1 of this series is the final day of the month of June, a month in which we are 14-12. We come in at 41-41 overall. We are 2.5 games behind the Detroit Tigers in the American League Central. They are 3-7 in their last 10. We are 5-5 in the last 10, gained a couple games on them there. But game number 1 against the Baltimore Orioles, 82nd game of season number 5. Jose Barrios will take the hill for the Twins. He has a disappointing 2-8 record, a 4.98 ERA. 1.19 whip is pretty good, 98 strikeouts to 12 walks on the season. He's going to face Hunter Harvey, who is 2-10 with 4.78 ERA. 1.35 whip, 46 strikeouts, and 19 walks for Harvey. Let's get some highlights started here in the 3rd inning. This is Asdrubal Cabrera for the O's. He swings and misses at the high cheese from Barrios. Four-seam fastball gets him. And Barrios looks good early, end of the 3rd inning. No score yet here at Camden Yards, Baltimore, Oriole Park. Michael Conforto at the plate now. Top of the 4th inning with 2 outs. 2-2 delivery from Hunter Harvey. And Conforto swings and misses. Middle of the 4th, still no score. Let's go to the 6th inning. Dylan Bundy in now for the Orioles. 70 in the 3rd innings, a 4.61 ERA. He's facing Miguel Sano. On a 2-1 count with 2 outs, a runner on first, and Miguel Sano's going to rip this one to left, and that one is out of here. It's home run number 36 for the big fella. It's a 2-run shot that puts the Twins up 2-0. Home run number 36 for the American League leader in home runs. He's an absolute beast. It's like feast or famine with him, though. I think he's 3rd in the American League in strikeouts as well, so he's either hitting one out of the park or he's swinging and missing. Jace Peterson now in the top of the 7th inning, 2-0 Twins. Jace Peterson tomahawks one out to right field and almost on to Utah Street out there. I believe it's Utah Street, right? Yeah, Yawkey Way is Fenway. This is Utah Street. Jace Peterson with home run number 11 on the season for him. It's a solo shot, and it is 3-0 Minnesota.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the traditional
middle of the 7th inning. We go to the 8th.
Now pitching for
Darren O'Day takes the hill for the O's.
56.
1.94 ERA. He's facing Eddie Rosario with a runner on second and 2 outs. Here's the delivery from the side armor O'Day, and Rosario drives it deep to right center. That one's going to bounce off the base of the wall. Runner on the move with 2 outs. He's going to score easily. And Rosario's in with an RBI double. It's 4-0 Minnesota in the 8th.
Now pitching for Minnesota.
Derek Wells on for the Twins. A 1.64 ERA, 37 strikeouts, just 3 walks. And he's facing Chris Davis. Davis, we talk about Miguel Sano being 3rd in the American League in strikeouts. Davis is number 1, and he goes down there to Derek Wells. End of the 8th inning, 4-0 Minnesota. Let's go to the 9th. Here it's game number 1, Chasen Shreve. Trying to cinch this one down for Minnesota. 4.44 ERA facing Richard Garcia, who has 10 home runs and 28 RBIs on the year. Runner on first. Garcia is going to drive this one deep to right, and that one is going to summon closer Kevin Segrist from the pen because it is now a save situation. 4-2 Minnesota. Kevin Segrist comes on. 22 saves and 25 save opportunities. Facing John Ryan Murphy, former Twin. He spent the first 4 years of this franchise with us, and we moved on from him as our backup catcher. This offseason, he ends up with the Orioles. He swings and misses, strikes out. Twins go on to win at 4-2 and lead the season series 1-0. Barrios with a good performance, 7 innings, giving up 5 hits, 7 strikeouts, no runs, and no walks for him. Eddie Rosario, 1 for 2 with a double and RBI. Jace Peterson and Miguel Sano homer. Michael Conforto, 2 for 3 with 2 doubles on the game, and the Twins improved to 42-40. All right. Game number 2 of this series on the road in Baltimore, 83rd game of the season. Chris Tillman takes the hill for the O's. 3.63 ERA, 1.13 whip is very good. And Tillman's going to face Steven Matz. We picked Matz up in a trade with the New York Mets, sent Byron Buxton to New York. Interesting note, Byron Buxton is now out for the season with a ruptured Achilles tendon for the Mets. And so his season is done. And just bad luck for New York. Joey Rickard at the plate now facing Matz. Rickard's going to ground it to the left side. Diving play by Arenado on to first. And Arenado flashing the leather for the Twins. He might not be hitting for average, but he is playing great defense over there at the hot corner. And he is producing at the plate with RBIs and home runs, just not getting on base a whole bunch. Jonathan Scope now for the Orioles. Runner going. And he is thrown out. That was Victor Robles running for the Orioles. End of the second inning, no score, as Jonathan Scope goes on to strike out in the at-bat for the final out of the second. We go to the fourth inning now. Game number 2 of this 4-game series with the O's. Then we play the Tigers again, as we play the Tigers 13 of our next 30 games. Actually now 10 of our next 27, or wherever we're at now. But we play the Tigers a bunch in the next month and a half. Orioles get on the board first. End of the fourth inning. It's 1-0 O's. We go to the fifth. This is Eddie Rosario facing Chris Tillman. 3-2 count. Nobody on, nobody out. Tillman comes set. And here is the delivery. And Eddie Rosario with an absolute bomb to straightaway center field. And that is home run number 16. Having a career season is Eddie Rosario. I believe he's in a contract year as well. I'll have to check on that. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on it. Tanner English at the plate now. Center fielder. English lifts with one deep to left. That one could break our tie. It could be a 3-run home run. Joey Rickard going back, and he absolutely robs the home run from Tanner English. What a turning point in this ballgame that was in the top of the fifth inning. Eddie Rosario does homer. Solo shot, but Tanner English has his first career home run robbed. That would have been his first career home run, and it's taken away by Joey Rickard out and left. Score remains 1-1. We go to the bottom of the sixth. This is Adam Jones. I just about called him Andrew Jones. Adam Jones. And Jones is going to break the tie because Rosario's not going to be able to rob that one. 10th home run of the season for Adam Jones, the Orioles center fielder. That breaks the 1-1 tie. It's 2-1 Orioles at the end of the sixth inning. Let's head to the ninth. Cody Allen in to try to save this one for the Orioles. 13 saves and 15 opportunities for the last place team in the American League East. Raimel Tapia at the plate now with 2 outs, 1 on. Chance to flip this game upside down, and he flies out to center field. Adam Jones is there, makes the catch. Ball game over. Orioles win game number 2 by a score of 2-1. How huge was that robbed home run by Joey Rickard? Would have been a 3-run shot, would have won the game for the Twins, but Joey Rickard takes it away. And now the season series is tied at 1. The Tigers lose again. They're now 43-39. We're 42-41. And Chris Tillman had a good outing. Gets credited with the victory for the Orioles. Game number 3 of this series. Game number 84 of the season. It is Kyle Gibson making start number 17. He's 6-6 with a 4.19 ERA. He's going to be facing rookie knuckleballer Ozzy Corona, a 6.05 ERA. He's 1-8. 77 strikeouts, 29 walks, a 1.49 whip is quite high. And as we will see later, he's prone to give up the home run ball. But the knuckleball is a conundrum for the Twins, that's for sure. Nolan Arenado at the plate in the first inning, 0-2 count. Here is the delivery from Corona. It's a knuckler, and it makes Arenado look foolish. Oh my goodness. I was way out in front of that one. I think that was the first knuckleball he threw, and I was like, oh wow, he's a knuckleballer. Here's Miguel Sano now. This time it's a breaking ball. Swung on and missed. And Corona with a couple of strikeouts in the first inning. We go to the middle of the first. No score. Bottom of the first inning. Kyle Gibson facing Chris Davis. 11 home runs on the season, make it 12. He rips it to right field. That one is headed into the stands. Home run number 12 for Chris Davis. That gets the Orioles on the board with a 1-0 score. And that is where we would finish the first inning at. 1-0 Orioles here in Baltimore. And let's take a look. We see Chris Davis one more time. Let's take a look at Ozzy Corona. Who is this guy? Ozzy Corona, 24 years old, from the Dominican Republic. He has a two-seamer that clocks at 86, a slurve at 77, a curveball at 74, and that knuckleball at 59. So far this season, 17 games started, 7 quality starts, and 8.49 strikeouts per 9 innings, which is really good, but a 2.96 walks per 9 innings, which is not great, and a 1.24 home runs per 9 innings, which also is not that great. 2-8 record, a 5.53 ERA for Ozzy Corona, 24-year-old rookie for the Orioles out of the Dominican Republic, and he had the Twins off balance all day long. Raimel Tapia out in front of it. That knuckleball was dancing. Delino DeShields. Fooled by it. Michael Conforto swings through one. 7th strikeout there for Corona. And look at Carlos Paulino. And then a two-seamer that Raimel Tapia is behind. Carlos Paulino again. Check swing. Called strike 3. Ozzy Corona's 11th strikeout there. And we head to the 7th inning with the score still 1-0. Baltimore. Chasen Shreve will take the hill for the Twins here in the 7th. Facing Jonathan Scope with nobody out. Runners on the corners. And Scope is going to line one to the right center field gap. It splits the defenders. Will bounce to the wall. 1 run scores. Another one rounding third. Runner's going to score all the way from first without a throw. Jonathan Scope increases the Orioles' lead to 3-0. Here's Jenmar Gomez now. Having a pretty good season, a 2.41 ERA. Interestingly enough, Jenmar Gomez played for the Phillies in season number 1 of this franchise. I was just watching through it a little bit, because I'm going to update everybody with I don't know what to call it, a recap of this entire series from year 1 through year 5 here. And Jenmar Gomez was a National League All-Star from the Philadelphia Phillies in season number 1. Made me wonder how many current Twins were All-Stars from other teams that season. Ozzy Corona goes 8 innings, has 12 strikeouts and 2 walks on the day. He doesn't give up any home runs because he doesn't give up any runs at all. And the Orioles get the win. Nolan Arenado was a National League All-Star with the Rockies. Jenmar Gomez was an All-Star with the Phillies back in season number 1. Jose De Leon should be an All-Star this season. He's facing Rick Murillo, who's making start number 9, a 3.91 ERA. Twins have dropped 2 in a row to this last place team in the American League East, and we need to turn this one around. Try to even up this series at 2 apiece. We don't want to lose 3 out of 4 to this team going into a series with the Tigers. First batter of the game, Nolan Arenado. Tees one off to straightaway center. That one's into the Orioles bullpen. And that is home run number 14 for Arenado. I love wearing these throwback uniforms in day games. They look awesome. Middle of the first, 1-0 Twins. We go to the 7th inning now. This is Eddie Rosario, 3 for 8 on the series with a home run and 2 RBIs. 0 for 2 so far in this particular game with 2 strikeouts. But he's going to put another one on the board for the Twins with a solo home run. This game was a solo home run fest. I'm just going to tell you that right now. A solo home run fest for both of these teams. Eddie Rosario with one there for the Twins puts Minnesota up 2-0 with an opportunity to tie this series up midway through the 7th. All right, Preston Tucker now. I kind of gave away what was going to happen here. Bottom of the 7th, 0-2 count. Tucker, deep drive to right. Conforto doesn't move a muscle. And Tucker with a solo home run. And whatever that is. Preston Tucker, all right. Cuts the lead in half. It's 2-1 at the end of the 7th in favor of Minnesota. Let's go to the 8th now.
4 minutes Minnesota.
Derek Wells on for the Twins. Try to get a hold here, a 1.57 ERA. Twins hanging on to a one-run lead with Ronald Torreyes at the plate. Torreyes, a former Yankee, now with their American League East rivals, the Orioles, and Torreyes is going to tie this up. A solo home run for Ronald Torreyes. And Derek Wells kind of struggling a little bit lately. He's really good out of the bullpen. Has been really solid for us all year, but he gives up the home run here. We go to extra innings. We're in the 10th. Trevor May on. He's a long reliever, just in case this game goes deep into extra innings, but it's not. Ronald Torreyes again. Second home run of the day, and this one is a walk-off. The Orioles come from behind in the 7th inning and beyond. They were down 2-0 going to the bottom of the 7th. They come back to win 3-2 in extra innings. And it's not very often that our bullpen blows a save opportunity collectively. We have the number 1 rated bullpen in all of baseball, but they're not perfect. And in a 162 game season, this kind of stuff happens. So the Tigers lose again. They lost 3 games during this episode. They are now 43-40. We have fallen to 42-43, but we are still only 2 games behind the Tigers in the American League Central, and we get set for a 3-game series with Detroit from Target Field coming up in our next episode. So the Yankees lead the East, 3.5 games ahead of the Red Sox. The Rangers lead the West in a crazy 3-team race in that division. Astros and the Angels would be your 2 wildcard teams in the American League. All right, quick look at the senior circuit. Nationals, Cubs, and Dodgers. Nothing has changed here from our last episode. Nats, Cubs, Dodgers are your division leaders. The Giants are the second best record in the National League, yet they would be a wild card team because they are trailing the Dodgers in their division. And the Cardinals would be your second wild card team. The Reds, 4 games behind them. And then you've got the Phillies and the Mets right there as well at 500. All right, that's it for episode 252. It's Mama's Basement Sports Gaming Minnesota Twins franchise here on MLB The Show 20.